Ever wondered why you're always the one saying yes to everything? From agreeing to work overtime when you're already exhausted, to attending events you have no interest in just to make others happy. It's a cycle many of us find ourselves trapped in, and it can be incredibly draining. Welcome to our channel, where today we're diving into how to stop being a people pleaser with Stoicism. Stick around till the end, because we're going to unravel some eye-opening insights that could change your life. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, it's a powerful tool to reclaim your time, energy, and self-worth. In this video, we're going to break down practical Stoic principles, share relatable stories, and give you actionable advice to help you stop being a people pleaser. So, if you're ready to start putting yourself first and living a more balanced life, stay with us. You won't want to miss what's coming up. The first step in understanding how to stop being a people pleaser is to clearly define what people-pleasing behavior looks like. People-pleasing often stems from a deep-seated desire to be liked and accepted by others. It can manifest in various ways, such as bending over backwards to accommodate others' needs, constantly seeking approval, and avoiding conflict at all costs. Imagine this scenario. Your friend asks you to help them move on a weekend when you had planned to rest and recharge. Despite feeling exhausted, you agree because you don't want to disappoint them. Or consider a work situation where you're asked to take on additional tasks that are outside your job description. Even though you're already overwhelmed, you say yes to avoid looking uncooperative. These are classic examples of people-pleasing behavior. It's like wearing a mask to fit into every situation, often at the expense of your own well-being. This constant need to appease others can lead to burnout, feelings of resentment, and a loss of your sense of self. By recognizing these patterns and understanding their impact, you can start to address them with the help of Stoic principles. Next, we'll dive into specific Stoic practices that can help you break free from these habits and reclaim your peace of mind. The second practice involves understanding how Stoicism views self-worth and external validation. Stoicism teaches us that true self-worth comes from within and not from the approval or opinions of others. This is a profound shift in perspective, especially for those prone to people-pleasing behaviors. One of the most influential Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, emphasized this idea in his writings. He believed that we should focus on our own actions and judgments rather than seeking validation from external sources. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This quote encapsulates a key Stoic principle. Self-worth should be intrinsic, based on our own values and actions, not on how others perceive us. When you internalize this Stoic teaching, you start to recognize that seeking constant approval is not only exhausting but also unnecessary. Instead of being driven by others' expectations, you can focus on living according to your own principles and values. This shift can be incredibly liberating, allowing you to say no without guilt and prioritize your own well-being. By embracing this Stoic view of self-worth, you can break free from the need for external validation and start to live a life that is true to yourself. Up next, we'll explore practical ways to apply this mindset in your daily life so you can stop being a people pleaser and start being your authentic self. The third practice involves understanding the importance of inner tranquility over external approval. Stoicism places a high value on achieving a state of inner peace, which is often disrupted by our constant need for external validation. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that tranquility comes from within and that we should remain detached from external judgments and opinions. He believed that our well-being relies on our ability to control our inner responses rather than external circumstances. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that the key to tranquility lies in managing our own reactions and not letting others' expectations dictate our emotions. When you prioritize inner tranquility, you start to realize that external approval is fleeting and unreliable. Others' opinions can change on a whim, and basing your self-worth on such unstable ground can lead to anxiety and stress. By focusing on maintaining a calm and centered mind, you can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and peace. Imagine a situation where you're criticized at work for a decision you made. Instead of feeling distressed or trying to win back approval, a Stoic approach would involve reflecting on whether your decision was in line with your values and principles. If it was, then the criticism becomes irrelevant to your inner peace. Epictetus's teachings remind us that we cannot control others' opinions, but we can control our own mind and how we choose to respond. This mindset shift helps you detach from the need for constant validation and focus instead on maintaining your inner tranquility. Up next, we'll discuss how to cultivate this tranquility in your everyday life, ensuring that you remain unshaken by external circumstances and stay true to your authentic self. The first step in identifying people-pleasing tendencies involves self-awareness and honest reflection. You need to recognize the patterns that lead you to prioritize others' needs and approval over your own well-being. Here are some simple exercises to help you identify these behaviors in your daily life. First, keep a journal for a week. Write down any instances where you felt compelled to say yes when you really wanted to say no. Note the context, how you felt, and what you were thinking at the time. This practice helps bring to light the frequency and triggers of your people-pleasing behavior. Second, practice mindfulness by paying attention to your immediate reactions when someone asks for your help or opinion. Notice if you feel a sense of obligation, anxiety, or fear of disappointing others. These emotions are often signals of underlying people-pleasing tendencies. Third, take a moment to reflect on your past week and identify any situations where you might have compromised your own needs to accommodate others. Ask yourself questions like, did I neglect my own plans or well-being to make someone else happy? Did I feel exhausted or resentful afterward? Finally, seek feedback from trusted friends or family members. Sometimes those close to us can see patterns that we might miss. Ask if they've noticed instances where you put others' needs before your own excessively and how it affected you. By consistently practicing these exercises, you'll start to recognize patterns and triggers in your people-pleasing behavior. This newfound awareness is the first crucial step in breaking free from these tendencies and reclaiming your autonomy. In the next section, we'll explore practical ways to address and change these behaviors using Stoic principles. Stay tuned, because these strategies can profoundly impact your journey towards self-empowerment and inner peace. The second step in overcoming people-pleasing is understanding the cost it has on your life. Many of us tend to overlook the toll that constantly putting others first takes on our physical and emotional well-being. To illustrate this, let's draw on the wisdom of Stoic philosophers who have long pondered the impact of seeking external approval. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of valuing our own time and energy. He wrote, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This quote serves as a powerful reminder that when we spend our days trying to please everyone around us, we are essentially wasting precious moments that could be better spent on personal growth, self-care, and meaningful activities. Take a moment to reflect on your daily life. How often do you find yourself stretched thin, running from one obligation to the next with little to no time left for yourself? This relentless cycle can lead to burnout, stress, and even resentment. By understanding that your time is finite, you can begin to see the true cost of people-pleasing. Another insightful Stoic, Epictetus, said, "He who is not a slave to his own ideas is truly free." Think about the numerous instances where you have altered your own opinions or suppressed your desires to align with someone else's expectations. Each time you do this, you are, in a sense, giving away a piece of your freedom. The cost of people-pleasing is not just emotional or physical. it also impacts your sense of autonomy and personal freedom. You become a slave to others' perceptions and lose sight of your own goals and values. When you internalize the teachings of these Stoic philosophers, you start to recognize that the price of people-pleasing is far too high. It robs you of your time, drains your energy, and undermines your independence. By fully understanding these costs, you can find the motivation to break free from these habits and prioritize your own well-being. Up next, we'll delve into specific Stoic exercises that can help you shift this mindset and reclaim control over your life. The third step in overcoming people-pleasing involves setting personal boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. From a Stoic perspective, boundaries are a way to protect your inner tranquility and ensure that you stay aligned with your core values. Let's explore some practical tips on how to set and enforce boundaries effectively. First, clearly identify your limits. Take some time to reflect on what you are comfortable with and what feels like too much. This might include how much time you're willing to spend on helping others, what tasks you are ready to take on, or what behaviors you will not tolerate. Writing these limits down can help solidify them in your mind. Second, communicate your boundaries assertively. Once you know your limits, it's crucial to express them to others calmly and firmly. Use I statements to take ownership of your feelings and needs. For example, say, "I need some time to rest this weekend, so I won't be able to help with the move." This clear expression not only sets your boundary but also respects the other person's perspective. Third, practice saying no without guilt. It's important to remember that saying no to something that doesn't serve you is not selfish, it's an act of self-care. When you decline a request, try to do so politely but firmly. You might say, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now." This helps you stay true to your needs without feeling guilty. Fourth, be consistent with your boundaries. One of the keys to successful boundary setting is consistency. If you occasionally give in to people-pleasing tendencies, it can undermine your efforts. Stand firm in your decisions and remind yourself that maintaining boundaries is vital for your well-being. Fifth, expect and accept pushback. It's natural for people to push back when you start setting new boundaries, especially if they are used to you always saying yes. Stay calm and reiterate your boundaries as needed. Remember, the purpose of boundaries is not to control others but to maintain your peace and self-respect. By incorporating these tips into your daily life, you can begin to set and enforce personal boundaries that protect your well-being and honor your values. Stoic teachings remind us that our inner peace and self-worth are paramount, and that setting boundaries is a crucial step in preserving them. Up next, we will delve deeper into Stoic exercises that can further help you strengthen these boundaries and live a life true to yourself. The seventh step in overcoming people-pleasing involves understanding the challenges that come with setting boundaries. Let me share a personal story that might resonate with many of you. Several years ago, I found myself in a situation where I was constantly accommodating the needs and demands of a close friend. This friend frequently asked for favors, ranging from picking up groceries to helping with personal projects, and I always obliged without question. Initially, I believed I was being a good friend, but over time, I noticed a growing sense of resentment and exhaustion within myself. One particular incident stands out. It was a Friday evening, and I had planned a quiet night to unwind after a hectic week at work. Just as I settled in, my phone rang. It was my friend requesting urgent help with a last-minute project. Despite my fatigue, I agreed out of a sense of obligation and fear of disappointing them. As I drove to their place, I felt a profound sense of frustration and a loss of control over my own time. During that evening, something inside me shifted. I realized that my constant acquiescence was not only draining my energy but also eroding my self-respect. I decided it was time to practice the Stoic principles I had been learning. Inspired by the teachings of Epictetus and Seneca, I knew I needed to set clear boundaries to reclaim my peace of mind. The next day, I had an honest conversation with my friend. I calmly explained that while I valued our friendship, I needed to prioritize my own well-being. I expressed my limits and stated that I would not be able to help with every request, especially when it conflicted with my personal time. To my surprise, my friend was understanding and receptive. They admitted they had not realized the impact their frequent requests had on me and appreciated my honesty. This experience taught me the power of setting boundaries and how it can transform relationships for the better. By articulating my needs and limits, I not only protected my inner tranquility, but also fostered a deeper, more respectful connection with my friend. This anecdote mirrors the struggle many of us face in setting boundaries, yet it also highlights the positive outcomes that come from embracing Stoic principles. Up next, we'll explore additional Stoic exercises to help you strengthen these boundaries and live authentically without the burden of people-pleasing. The 8th step in overcoming people-pleasing is to transition into understanding how Stoicism can support the setting of boundaries, emphasizing the crucial role of self-discipline. A cornerstone of Stoicism is the cultivation of self-discipline, which empowers us to act according to our principles and values, rather than being swayed by external pressures or the desire to please others. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is that self-discipline enables us to maintain our autonomy and focus on what truly matters to us. Imagine you're faced with a situation where a colleague asks you to take on extra work, even though you are already swamped with your own tasks. In this moment, self-discipline is what allows you to assess the request objectively and say no if it conflicts with your priorities and well-being. Practicing self-discipline involves consistently aligning your actions with your core values and not giving in to the immediate desire to avoid conflict or seek approval. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of self-discipline in his writings. He often reflected on the need to stay true to oneself and not be swayed by external influences. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This powerful statement underscores the Stoic belief that we should focus on embodying our values through disciplined actions rather than getting caught up in the opinions of others. To cultivate self-discipline, start by defining your core values and principles clearly. These will serve as your guiding compass when faced with requests or situations that challenge your boundaries. Next, practice mindfulness to stay aware of your immediate reactions and resist the impulse to say yes out of habit. Take a moment to evaluate whether the request aligns with your values and priorities. If it doesn't, allow yourself to say no confidently and without guilt. Additionally, self-discipline can be strengthened through small, daily practices. For example, you could set specific times for work and personal activities and stick to these schedules firmly. By doing so, you reinforce your commitment to balance and self-care. Over time, these practices build your capacity to maintain boundaries and stay true to your values, even in the face of external pressures. Stoic teachings remind us that self-discipline is not about rigid control, but about making conscious, value-driven choices that honor our well-being. By integrating self-discipline into your approach to setting boundaries, you can navigate relationships and requests with greater clarity and confidence. Up next, we'll dive deeper into more practical Stoic exercises that can help you further develop self-discipline and strengthen your commitment to living authentically. The 9th step in overcoming people-pleasing involves embracing discomfort, which is deeply rooted in the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort. This practice teaches us to willingly expose ourselves to uncomfortable situations to build resilience and self-control. The idea is that by regularly experiencing discomfort in controlled ways, we become better equipped to handle life's inevitable challenges and reduce our dependence on external approval. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus emphasized the importance of voluntary discomfort as a means to strengthen our character. He believed that by intentionally putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations, we can learn to endure difficulties with grace and maintain our inner tranquility. For example, you might choose to take a cold shower instead of a warm one, fast for a day, or walk instead of drive. These small acts of discomfort serve as training grounds for the mind, helping you to develop a sense of fortitude and independence from external comforts. When it comes to overcoming people-pleasing, embracing discomfort can be particularly powerful. Imagine a scenario where you need to say no to a friend or colleague. The immediate discomfort of potentially disappointing someone is often what drives people-pleasing behavior. By practicing voluntary discomfort, you can desensitize yourself to these feelings and become more comfortable with setting boundaries. One practical exercise is to start small by saying no to minor requests or favors that you would typically agree to out of habit. This might mean declining an invitation to an event you have no interest in or turning down a small task that adds unnecessary stress to your day. Initially, this might feel uncomfortable, but over time, you will build the confidence to say no without guilt. Another exercise is to practice sitting with your discomfort rather than immediately trying to alleviate it. For instance, when you feel the urge to seek approval or please someone, pause and acknowledge the discomfort. Reflect on whether avoiding this discomfort aligns with your values and long-term goals. Often, you will find that enduring a little discomfort now can lead to greater personal growth and self-respect in the long run. Marcus Aurelius also spoke about the importance of embracing discomfort. He reminded himself daily that life is filled with challenges and that enduring them with a calm and resilient mind is key to living virtuously. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This Stoic perspective encourages us to focus on controlling our reactions rather than trying to avoid all discomfort. By integrating voluntary discomfort into your daily routine, you can gradually reduce your dependence on external validation and strengthen your ability to maintain boundaries. This practice not only enhances your resilience but also fosters a deeper sense of self-worth that is independent of others' opinions. Up next, we will explore additional Stoic exercises that can help you further embrace discomfort and live a life true to your principles without the burden of people-pleasing. The 10th step in overcoming people-pleasing involves prioritizing personal values, a fundamental concept in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us to live in accordance with our values and principles, rather than being swayed by external pressures or the desire to please others. By aligning our actions with our core values, we create a strong foundation for authentic living and inner peace. One of the key Stoic principles is the idea that true happiness and fulfillment come from living virtuously according to our own values. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the importance of staying true to oneself. He wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." This quote emphasizes that our actions should always reflect our values, even if it means disappointing others or facing criticism. To prioritize your personal values, start by clearly defining what they are. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. These might include honesty, integrity, kindness, and self-respect. Write these values down and keep them in a place where you can regularly remind yourself of them. Next, evaluate your daily actions and decisions to see if they align with these values. When faced with a request or a situation, pause and ask yourself if responding in a certain way would honor your values or compromise them. For instance, if one of your core values is self-respect, agreeing to a request that leaves you feeling resentful or taken advantage of would be misaligned with that value. One practical exercise is to use your values as a filter for decision-making. Before agreeing to anything, consider if it supports your core principles. If it doesn't, have the courage to say no. This might feel challenging at first, but it becomes easier with practice and self-awareness. Another helpful practice is to reflect on your actions at the end of each day. Ask yourself if you lived in alignment with your values and where you might have strayed. This reflection helps reinforce your commitment to living authentically and provides insights for improvement. Epictetus also spoke about the importance of living according to one's values. He taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own actions and decisions, rather than trying to control others' opinions or responses. He said, "Know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly." This means understanding your core values and ensuring that your actions consistently reflect them. Incorporating this Stoic principle into your life can transform how you approach relationships and obligations. By prioritizing your personal values, you create a roadmap for authentic living, free from the need to constantly seek external approval. This alignment fosters a strong sense of self-worth and inner peace, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with confidence and integrity. Up next, we'll explore additional Stoic exercises that further enhance your ability to live a value-driven life, ensuring that you remain true to yourself and free from the burden of people-pleasing. The 11th step in overcoming people-pleasing is to highlight the power of saying no. Saying no is a simple yet powerful tool that allows you to take control of your time and energy. It can feel daunting, especially for those who are used to always saying yes. However, learning to say no is essential for maintaining your well-being and staying true to your values. Let's explore some fun and relatable scenarios to illustrate this. Imagine you receive an invitation to a party where you know you'll feel out of place. Instead of forcing yourself to go, you decide to say no and spend the evening doing something you genuinely enjoy, like watching your favorite movie or reading a good book. By saying no, you honor your own needs and create a more fulfilling experience for yourself. Another common scenario could be a colleague asking for help with a project. You already have a full plate and know that taking on more work would overwhelm you. Politely saying no allows you to focus on your own tasks and maintain your productivity without added stress. Picture this: your friend wants to meet up, but you're feeling exhausted after a long week. Instead of pushing yourself to socialize, you choose to say no and take a well-deserved rest. This decision not only respects your physical and emotional needs, but also ensures you're more present and engaged the next time you do hang out. It's also helpful to have a few polite and assertive ways to say no in your repertoire. For example, if you're asked to volunteer for an event and you're already overcommitted, you might say, "I appreciate the invitation, but I can't take on any additional commitments right now." Or if a friend asks for a favor and you're not up for it, simply respond, "I'm sorry, but I won't be able to help this time." Saying no with confidence can also strengthen your relationships. When you set clear boundaries, others are more likely to respect your time and energy. This mutual respect creates healthier and more balanced interactions, free from resentment or overextension. Remember, saying no is not about rejecting people. It's about prioritizing your own well-being and staying true to your values. It's an act of self-care that enables you to give your best in situations that truly matter. By practicing the art of saying no, you can reclaim your time, reduce stress, and live a more authentic and fulfilling life. In the next section, we will delve into additional Stoic exercises that further empower you to say no confidently and maintain your inner peace. Stay tuned for more practical tips to help you break free from people-pleasing and embrace a life that reflects your true self. The 12th step in overcoming people-pleasing is to focus on what you can control, a fundamental concept in Stoic philosophy known as the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is the understanding that there are things within our control and things beyond our control. This principle, emphasized by Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, teaches us to distinguish between these two categories and focus our energy only on what we can influence. Epictetus explained this concept clearly. Some things are up to us and some things are not up to us. What is within our control includes our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. What is beyond our control includes other people's opinions, actions, and the outcomes of events. By accepting this dichotomy, we can free ourselves from the anxiety and stress that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Imagine you have a colleague who often criticizes your work. You cannot control their opinion, but you can control your response. Instead of reacting with frustration or trying to win their approval, you can choose to focus on doing your best work according to your own standards and values. This shift in focus helps you maintain your peace of mind and stay true to yourself, regardless of others' judgments. Another scenario could be dealing with a family member who frequently makes demands on your time. You cannot change their behavior, but you can control how you set and enforce your boundaries. By calmly and assertively communicating your limits, you take control of your own actions and protect your well-being. To practice the dichotomy of control, start by identifying situations where you often feel stressed or pressured to please others. Break down these situations into two categories: what you can control and what you cannot. For example, if you feel overwhelmed by a friend's expectations, recognize that you cannot control their feelings, but you can control your own actions and how you communicate your boundaries. Next, focus on taking positive actions within your control. This might mean saying no to unreasonable requests, seeking support from trusted friends, or dedicating time to activities that replenish your energy. By directing your efforts towards what you can control, you empower yourself to make meaningful changes and reduce the hold that external pressures have on you. Marcus Aurelius also reflected on the importance of focusing on what we can control. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This Stoic wisdom reminds us that true strength and tranquility come from within. By accepting the limits of our control and concentrating on our own responses, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and peace. Incorporating the dichotomy of control into your daily life helps you detach from the need for external validation and approve of yourself based on your own actions and principles. It allows you to let go of the unrealistic goal of pleasing everyone and instead focus on living authentically. Up next, we will explore additional Stoic exercises that further enhance your ability to focus on what you can control, ensuring that you remain centered and true to your values in every aspect of your life. Stay tuned for more practical tips to help you break free from people-pleasing and embrace a life of inner strength and self-respect. The seventh step in overcoming people-pleasing is to practice mindfulness, which can be greatly enhanced by Stoic exercises such as negative visualization. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. It is crucial for recognizing the automatic patterns and reactions that lead to people-pleasing behavior. By combining mindfulness with Stoic techniques, you can develop a greater sense of control and inner peace. Negative visualization is a powerful Stoic exercise that involves imagining potential challenges and setbacks before they occur. This practice can help you build resilience and reduce anxiety about seeking external approval. Let's explore how negative visualization can support your mindfulness practice. First, find a quiet and comfortable place where you can sit undisturbed for a few minutes. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Begin by visualizing a situation where you might feel pressured to please others. For example, imagine a scenario where a friend asks you for a favor that you do not have the time or energy to fulfill. Picture yourself feeling the initial discomfort and anxiety of saying no. Next, envision the possible outcomes of asserting your boundaries. Perhaps your friend feels disappointed or reacts negatively. Sit with these imagined reactions and observe how they make you feel. By confronting these scenarios in your mind, you prepare yourself to handle them calmly and confidently in real life. You start to understand that while others' reactions are beyond your control, your response to them is within your power. Another aspect of negative visualization is appreciating what you have by contemplating its potential loss. This can help shift your focus from seeking approval to valuing your existing relationships and circumstances. For instance, think about the support and understanding of friends who respect your boundaries. Reflect on how fortunate you are to have people who honor your needs and allow you to be yourself. Negative visualization also encourages you to detach from the fear of negative outcomes. By regularly practicing this exercise, you become more comfortable with the idea that not everyone will approve of your decisions, and that is perfectly okay. This detachment helps you make choices based on your values rather than the desire to please others. In addition to negative visualization, daily mindfulness practices can further support your journey. Spend a few minutes each day observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice when you feel the urge to please others and gently remind yourself of your core values and the importance of setting boundaries. Over time, this awareness will help you respond more thoughtfully and intentionally, rather than reacting out of habit. Stoic teachings remind us that mindfulness and negative visualization are tools to cultivate inner strength and resilience. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you can break free from people-pleasing tendencies and live more authentically. You will learn to navigate relationships with greater confidence and maintain your peace of mind, even in challenging situations. Up next, we will delve into additional Stoic exercises that further enhance your mindfulness practice, ensuring that you remain centered and true to your values in every aspect of your life. Stay tuned for more practical tips to help you break free from people-pleasing and embrace a life of inner strength and self-respect. The 8th step in overcoming people-pleasing involves reflecting and journaling. This practice is deeply rooted in Stoicism and offers profound benefits for self-awareness and personal growth. Journaling allows you to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and experiences, helping you identify patterns and areas for improvement. Let's explore some Stoic journaling practices and how they can support your journey towards overcoming people-pleasing. First, start by setting aside time each day for journaling. This can be in the morning to set intentions for the day or in the evening to reflect on the day's events. Consistency is key, so choose a time that works best for you and stick to it. One effective Stoic practice is to begin by reflecting on your values. Write down what is most important to you and how these values guide your actions. For instance, if you value honesty, consider how you can be more truthful in your interactions, especially when it comes to setting boundaries and saying no. Next, use your journal to document specific instances where you felt compelled to please others. Describe the situation in detail, including your thoughts, feelings, and reactions. This helps you become more aware of the triggers and emotions that drive your people-pleasing behavior. Another powerful journaling exercise is to pose reflective questions to yourself. Ask questions like, did I compromise my own needs to make someone else happy today? How did I feel about my decision? What could I have done differently to honor my own well-being? These questions encourage deeper introspection and help you learn from each experience. Incorporate the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils, into your journaling. This involves imagining possible challenges and setbacks you might face and preparing mentally for how you will handle them. For example, think about a situation where you might need to assert a boundary and write down your plan for how you will manage it calmly and confidently. Another beneficial practice is to document your progress. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and acknowledge the steps you are taking to overcome people-pleasing. Reflect on how these changes are impacting your well-being and relationships. This positive reinforcement helps build momentum and encourages continued growth. Additionally, consider writing letters to yourself. These can be letters of encouragement, reminders of your values, or reflections on difficult situations. These letters serve as a source of strength and clarity, especially during challenging times. Stoic teachings also emphasize the importance of gratitude. Use your journal to note things you are grateful for, focusing on the aspects of your life that align with your values and contribute to your well-being. This practice helps shift your focus from seeking external approval to appreciating your own journey and progress. By incorporating these Stoic journaling practices into your daily routine, you can gain valuable insights into your people-pleasing behavior and develop strategies to overcome it. Journaling fosters self-awareness, encourages reflection, and supports personal growth, ultimately helping you live a more authentic and fulfilling life. Up next, we will explore additional Stoic exercises that further enhance your ability to reflect and grow, ensuring that you remain centered and true to your values in every aspect of your life. Stay tuned for more practical tips to help you break free from people-pleasing and embrace a life of inner strength and self-respect. The 15th step in overcoming people-pleasing is to seek like-minded support. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who understand and respect your boundaries is crucial for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. Let's delve into why this is important and how to find and cultivate such a supportive network. First, understand that having a circle of like-minded individuals can provide the encouragement and validation you need as you work on setting boundaries and saying no. These people can offer advice, share their own experiences, and remind you of your goals when you feel tempted to revert to people-pleasing habits. Their support acts as a buffer against the external pressures that often drive people-pleasing behavior. Consider the ancient Stoic practice of building a community of philosophical friends, which was highly valued by philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus. These friendships were based on mutual respect and a shared commitment to living virtuously. Similarly, in today's context, connecting with people who share your values can reinforce your resolve to prioritize your well-being over others' expectations. To find like-minded support, start by identifying people in your life who already exhibit traits you admire, such as assertiveness, self-respect, and the ability to set boundaries. These individuals could be friends, family members, colleagues, or members of interest groups. Approach them with openness about your journey and express your desire to cultivate a supportive relationship. Chances are they will appreciate your honesty and be willing to support you. Joining communities or groups that focus on personal growth can also be beneficial. Look for local or online groups dedicated to Stoicism, mindfulness, or self-improvement. Engaging with others who are on a similar path can provide a sense of camaraderie and collective motivation. Sharing your challenges and successes in these groups can help you gain different perspectives and insights. Another practical step is to seek out a mentor or coach who specializes in personal development or Stoic practices. A mentor can offer personalized guidance, hold you accountable, and provide encouragement tailored to your specific needs and goals. Having a mentor's support can significantly enhance your confidence and ability to maintain boundaries. It's also important to nurture and reciprocate support in your relationships. Be there for your friends and peers in ways that align with your values and capacity. This mutual support helps strengthen bonds and creates a positive, respectful dynamic. Remember that healthy relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Here's a simple exercise to help you start cultivating a supportive network. Make a list of people who you believe would be supportive of your journey. Reach out to them and initiate conversations about your goals and the importance of setting boundaries. Share your experiences and seek their input. You might be surprised at how many people are willing to support and even join you on this journey. By surrounding yourself with supportive, like-minded individuals, you create an environment that encourages growth and reinforces your commitment to living authentically. This network can help you navigate the challenges of overcoming people-pleasing, providing the strength and motivation needed to stay true to your values. Up next, we will delve further into additional Stoic exercises that strengthen your support network and enhance your journey towards a life of inner strength and self-respect. Stay tuned for more practical tips to help you break free from people-pleasing and embrace a life that reflects your true self. Let's take a moment to recap steps 1 to 9, highlighting the key points to reinforce what we've covered so far. First, we started by understanding what people-pleasing behavior looks like. Recognizing these patterns is crucial as it helps you become aware of when and why you might be putting others' needs above your own. Next, we delved into the Stoic view of self-worth and external validation, emphasizing that true self-worth comes from within, not from others' approval. Marcus Aurelius's teachings remind us that we should focus on our actions and judgments, not external opinions. The third step involved understanding the importance of inner tranquility over external approval. Epictetus taught that our well-being depends on our ability to control our inner responses rather than external judgments. Moving to step 4, we explored exercises to identify people-pleasing tendencies, such as journaling and mindfulness practices. These exercises help you recognize and track situations where you might be prioritizing others at your own expense. Step 5 emphasized understanding the cost of people-pleasing on your physical and emotional well-being, urging you to reflect on how much time and energy you might be wasting. Seneca's wisdom here reminds us to value our time and autonomy. In step 6, we focused on setting personal boundaries, offering practical tips on how to identify, communicate, and enforce your limits assertively. Boundaries are essential for maintaining your mental and emotional health. The 7th step involved practicing self-discipline, which is fundamental in Stoic philosophy. Self-discipline empowers you to stay true to your values and not be swayed by the desire to please others. The 8th step introduced the concept of embracing discomfort through the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort. By intentionally exposing yourself to uncomfortable situations, you build resilience and reduce dependence on external validation. Finally, the 9th step was all about prioritizing personal values. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus both emphasized the importance of living according to your core values, as this alignment fosters inner peace and self-respect. By revisiting these steps, we reinforce the foundational principles and practical strategies we've discussed so far. Each step builds on the previous one, creating a strong framework for overcoming people-pleasing and living authentically. Up next, we'll continue exploring the remaining steps and additional Stoic exercises to further empower you on this journey. Stay tuned for more insights and practical tips to help you break free from people-pleasing and embrace a life that reflects your true self. In summary, the practices of Stoicism provide a philosophical grounding and practical strategies that empower you to break free from the cycle of people-pleasing. By understanding and embracing Stoic principles like self-worth from within, setting personal boundaries, practicing self-discipline, and focusing on what you can control, you can reclaim your autonomy and live a life true to your values. Remember, your well-being and inner peace are paramount. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within, and by aligning your actions with your core principles, you can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and confidence. Imagine the freedom of living without the constant need for external approval, the ability to say no without guilt, and the strength to stay centered amidst external pressures. As you continue this journey, keep reflecting, practicing mindfulness, and seeking support from like-minded individuals. You have the power to transform your life and embrace a more fulfilling, authentic existence. We encourage you to share your own stories or tips in the comments below. Your experiences can inspire and support others on their journey to overcome people-pleasing. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us, and remember, the power to live authentically is within you. Stay tuned for more insightful content to help you on your path to self-empowerment and inner peace.